Bluff right, Christian Bishop, Coach Brock Cunningham. We'll open up with comments from Coach. We'll take questions for Christian and Brock first, please. Coach, go ahead.
Probably more important to us than the game today was honoring one of the all-time great Longhorns, Jimmy Blacklock, one of the best players that this school's ever had. Leading scorer, captain, champion, drafted to play in the NBA, played a professional career with the Harlem Globetrotters for a long time, in the Texas Hall of Fame. Just a really, really good basketball player. Then when you start getting into what kind of person he is, he simply stated he's just a hero. You know, the doors that he opened for all of us here at Texas, and he's just, look, he's an American hero. He's an icon. We wouldn't have the job that we had today as coaches or players or even the program if it wasn't for Jimmy and everything he did at Texas. So we're fortunate to have a personal relationship with him. He comes by practice, talks to the team. We hope in some small way today that we honored him and his family and everybody he played with and the coaches he played for. But there's nobody we have more respect for than Jimmy. He's a hero. Special man, and I always try to tell people you understand how good a player he was too. So that's kind of my side note. And wish Pine Bluff the best this year. As a team that had our full attention today, we've never worked harder in scouting than we did for this game. It was a really good team. You know, they had TCU right on the wire in Fort Worth earlier this year. They had Oklahoma right on the wire in Norman. So they had our full attention. Coach does a great job. They have special players. I think it could be an NCAA tournament team. So a lot of respect for those guys. We were dialed in, though. We played well. I thought, for the most part, we might have played our fullest game of the year, with minus the exception of the second half. We let it get away from us for a little bit. Lastly, college basketball, to me, has always been about players. The way you win in the tournament is players. The way you win in conference games is players. You got to have some special performances along the way, and we certainly got two of them today. The first half that Brock played and CB played was elite. You can't play any better. So I want to congratulate these guys on just a special performance. That's why we think we have a pretty good team, is we have balance and we have a bunch of guys on any given night can do what Brock and CB did tonight. Lastly, the crowd was great. Saturday game, noon. We're going to bust it to get over to the volleyball NCAA tournament game right now, but really appreciate the fans coming out, really appreciate the people that bought the tickets in the corral, and a special thank you to the students that are still in town, finishing up final exams, that came to the game tonight and stood in the corral. We really appreciate it.
Question for Christian and Brock. Go ahead, please.
CB, Brock, whichever one of y'all wants to take it. We got the Classic today, honor Jimmy Blacklock, the young Coach Black Classic earlier. As players, just what does that mean to you guys to pay tribute to the folks that came before y'all?
Yeah, just being at a school like Texas, there's tons of legends that have come through the school, and to be able to honor them and all their greatness, just like through a game and show our talents, is something beautiful for the game.
It means a lot. Those guys did a lot for the school, and former players with the Unite the Family that Coach Beard is doing. We're all going to be former players, so to bring back when
When will you be a former player?
Not this year or the next year, but after that year, I will be a former player, and we all want to come back and enjoy.
If the NCAA comes up with another little deal for you, will you play one more?
I would play another, not leaving the 40 acres. But it's been a lot of fun to see Jimmy and all the other guys that are coming back.
Brock, I just asked you in the media availability what it's like to start hitting those threes. You hit 3 of them today. How are you feeling about your shot?
I feel good. We put in the work and the time. And it's just good to see a correlation between the work and the product.
Christian, over 1,000 career points for you now. What is that kind of milestone for you?
I've been playing basketball for a real long time now. It's my 5th year, so, it finally happened. Luckily, I've been able to be in a program like this where they're able to give me the ball. I got the right teammates around me to able to let me go and score. And so, it's really great. It's a nice achievement to have. A lot of people can't say it, but we got a bigger picture in mind than that.
Chris, their coach said that your length just killed them in the second half, and they tried to say Mike just couldn't get the ball inside. What does that say about the work you guys put in that area? Because it's it's not always appreciated. So,
Yeah, we're a defensive program. It's our identity. It's what we try to do because we want to win. Anybody that wins a defensive program, like Baylor won the championship, they're a defensive program. Villanova wins the championship, they're a defensive program. Kansas last year, defensive program. So I think when somebody we respect, like we do, Solomon, says something about us, we listen. Yeah, we appreciate him saying that. We do work hard.
Anything else for the players?
Christian, just real quick, you started 23 games last year. You've been a starter before, coming off the bench. The role changes, but is that, when you're coming off the bench, is it heightening your, sense of urgency? Like, do you look at it different? Do you approach it differently than if you were starting?
No, I feel like I have the same approach every single game. Whether I'm starting or coming off the bench, it doesn't really matter to me because I know I'm going to go out there, play, and contribute to the team. And Coach trusts me, so that's all I need to hear.
One last one for the players.
This could be for both of y'all. The first 10 minutes, y'all were going back and forth with UAPB. Was there a certain moment that was like, okay, let's start hooping, let's kind of get this thing going?
I'll go first. You got it. Yeah, I mean, shoot, we were just sitting on the bench watching the whole thing go down, and when we got in there, we're like, the team got to get better when we come in the game. And so either it gets better or worse, and shoot, that's exactly what we did. We took advantage of the moment, and me and Brock were able to get it going.
Yeah, I mean, they have real players. They played TCU, Oklahoma, and Nebraska this year, so they've been in some games, not to discredit those guys, but just impacting the game when we get in there and trying to go for a win.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Questions for Coach, please?
Chris, when you get out of a game, you got 9 bench points. Is that a culture thing, a depth thing, an experience thing? What is it that you get that much production out of your bench?
Yeah, I think probably depth. We have a team that really doesn't really have starters in my mind. We have guys in the rotation, and I think that's kind of by design. We've never been. I don't think you can win national championship by having the leading scorer in the country. You got to have balance, and so I think anytime we get several guys to double-digit scoring. Anytime we have 3 or 4 guys have special performances, then that's the deal. I think, Illinois game still on my mind, obviously, and, Mayer plays great and TJ Shannon plays great in the overtime, 2 special performances. I thought we had a special performance by maybe Timmy Allen in that game, but who was our second guy? And we had some guys play well because we have good players, but who had that game where we're not going to lose? So that was a big emphasis this week in practice, and we had that today. Brock and CB played terrific. We also wanted to have a lower turnover game, so we got to 9. That's really hard to do against Pine Bluff. Too many turnovers in Madison Square Garden today, about right. We also didn't want to get beat, by the best player. I think Mayer was the best player in the first half. TJ Shannon was the best player in overtime. We got beat by those guys. And today, the player they have, Plett. I go by numbers, not disrespect. Plett's a good player, man. 20 points a game, 45% three-point shooting. Been doing it for a long time, a veteran player. To hold him, to I guess, no scoring. Now, we were fortunate he missed some shots, missed a shot, but, we played well today against him. We were dialed in, and that was by design. We also wanted to move the ball today. So to see that we scored 30-something baskets, 37, and 23 of them were assisted, this is championship basketball. So, somebody grabs the paper tomorrow or reads the website tomorrow and thinks, Texas, Pine Bluff. This was a good win. This was a good win. We got better today, no doubt about it.
You went to Alex right after that first media timeout, coming into the second 4-minute game. Has he kind of earned that playing time through what he's done in practice, and how do you feel like he's coming along?
Yeah, exactly. There's a relationship in our program, just like there's a relationship in life, between work, production, and opportunity. Sometimes the time frame's pretty quick, and that's what today's guy kind of wants. Man, I had a good practice. You know how long it took me to be sitting here? And so, you keep chipping away, and that's exactly what Alex is doing. Alex is a good player. Had a couple great practices, had a couple of great days in the film room, great days in the weight room. He deserved an opportunity tonight. I thought he made the most of it. I thought he played well.
Chris, what did you learn about your team from the trip to New York till the end of this game?
Lots of things, good and bad. It's not like you just learn good when you win and just bad when you run out of time. So we played some good basketball against one of the best teams in the country, Illinois. So from a positive standpoint, I thought we had some runs. We had it cooking, obviously, to be up 10 on the free throw line with a 1-and-1 with about 8 to go. So there's some good in the game. But it's like when you take a test, 10 question test. I'd probably get 8 or 9 right. Endo would probably get 4 right. So Endo gets a 40 and I get an 80 or 90. But, you got in the next test, you don't spend a lot of time restudying the things that you knew. You dig into the ones that you missed. And so, we dig in a lot around here on what we got to improve on. And so, again, sharing the basketball, taking care of the basketball, and defending with an urgency and an intelligence to know who's their best player, what's cooking here. I thought we got better today. Yeah, a lot of respect for Solomon. He's a great player, great assistant coach, built programs. He's going to be an outstanding head coach. His team has an identity. You guys saw it. Get downhill, drive and kick, 5 out. Defensively, try to disrupt us. He changed defenses on us a few times, tried zone, tried press. He's a good coach. I don't know how long I'll coach, but if I ever go into the agency game, he'd be one of those guys I called. I'd like to be his agent. I like his team. I like his culture. One of my best friends, Jesse, is in the Hall of Fame at Pine Bluff. I have no better friend in life than Jesse, and this game is personal to me because of a lot of reasons. My time at Arkansas Little Rock was special to me. Anytime we are associated with the state of Arkansas in any way, I want to do my part. Yeah, I think it's the way it's important to us because it's what we set up to do. We're a team that's set up to win games in February and March and really be one of those teams that come tournament time. Yeah, that team right there could win 6 games. It's not easy, but that team could. And to get into that, it's basically how we base every decision. We don't hang a poster on the wall if we don't think that could impact winning a national championship. That's a really good poster. That's a really good location. A recruit's going to like that. If we get the recruit, we're going to win. Every decision we make is based on winning, and so that's just kind of how we roll. I certainly don't think we're better than anybody else. There's a humility in our program that's very real, but there's also a confidence. We're at Texas, and we're here to be a part of the fight. Yeah, we're all over that. We had a couple of instances like that, not just Tyrese. You're always looking at that kind of stuff. And we got the best trainer in basketball, and I've had some great ones too. I've worked for some really, really good trainers, and Warren's as good as anyone I've ever worked with. And I've worked for some other great ones, but Warren's been in the NBA and the NFL, and he's a player person. He serves the guys. So yeah, we're all over it. I think it's kind of a balanced hydration diet, trying to clean it up. We're always looking for that 1% advantage, and 0 issues lately. So hopefully we got that thing figured out. Appreciate it.